So, you know that you take proteins in your body by eating different sort of foods. The most important of this is, of course, one of the major source of the dietary protein is the meat, and also there are the nuts and lentils, etc. These all are source of the dietary proteins. A normal human person, an adult, takes around 70 to 100 gram of the average intake of the protein in their body. The protein is not absorbed as a whole molecule. It has to be divided into smaller ones, smaller molecules. It is the same as we saw in the lipid digestion also, that the major molecule has to be divided into smaller molecules, and then further even for smaller molecules. Many organs and many enzymes are involved in this digestion of the proteins. There is the involvement of your stomach, there is involvement of your liver, there is involvement of your intestine, pancreas, and so on and so forth, and of course lots of enzymes. So, the protein digestion starts in the stomach, where the HCl produced by the stomach soften the proteins, denature the proteins, which then which really make it easy that their further digestion could take place. One of the major enzyme which is produced by in the stomach for this digestion of the protein is the pepsin enzyme, which convert the proteins into polypeptides and amino acids. Then a major portion of the protein digestion takes place in the small intestine under the action of the pancreatic enzymes. They break down proteins into again smaller parts, and these smaller parts may be the smaller peptide bond containing smaller peptides or the amino acids. So, a major portion of the digestion of the protein takes place in the intestine, and it takes place under the action of pancreatic enzymes. The pancreatic enzymes divided into smaller polypeptides, smaller peptides, and amino acids. The enteropeptidase is the enzyme which activate the inactive enzymes. For example, trypsinogen is an inactive enzyme which is activated by the action of this enteropeptidases, and you get the trypsin. And trypsin not only is involved in the further digestion of the protein molecules or peptide molecules, but it also activates whole sum of other enzymes. Aminopeptidases, as I have already told you, they are involved in the activation of the enzymes. As a result of this, you get smaller and smaller parts of the protein because of the action of the enzymes which are activated by the enteropeptidases. Then also absorption of the absorption of the smaller protein molecules is very important. So that it is they are rightly and they are absorbed in their very intact form in the enterocytes, specific cells which are involved in the further digestion of the or reabsorption of the protein molecules. In the enterocytes, they are absorbed by the free amino acids, are absorbed by the what we say the sodium dependent transporters, while in the peptides are transported or absorbed through the peptide dependent transporters. After the absorption, these amino acids or peptides become a part of the bloodstream. Specifically, the free amino acids are sent either to the liver for their final degradation or sent to the muscles. This also happens sometimes that the absorption is not really well managed. The failure in the absorption leads to inflammation in the walls of the intestine, and as a result of this, different conditions can take place, disease conditions. After the absorption, the enzymes then through the bloodstream, they are sent to the liver or muscles for their final degradation. There are certain conditions in which impairment of the or failure of the absorption takes place. This malabsorption takes place, for example, if your intestine gets inflamed, for instance, in the case of celiac disease, and what will happen that the malabsorption, it will lead to malabsorption. In order to understand the whole digestive process, specifically the digestion of the proteins, it will be very nice if I show you a video. I am giving you a link of a video, very nice video. It's an animation, and I have told you already that when you watch the things through an animation, it's more, you understand it more, your concept become more clear. So this is the link, yes, and this video will show you that how protein digestion takes place. It starts from when you take it in the mouth, and then it goes into the stomach under the action of HCl and trypsin, pepsin, and then trypsin, and other all sorts of enzymes. Then and also how the absorption of the amino acids takes place, and how eventually they are sent to the liver. So very interesting animation. You must watch it. So if you have any question, if you don't able to understand it and you need more clarification, please ask me. I am always there. And the best way to learn science is that you talk, you discuss, and you ask important questions. Thank you.